Hello there, welcome back to my channel. It is of course only me again, and guess what? The sun has come out at last. It is finally spring. We are now into mid-April and oh my geez, we have had so much rain over the last few months that it's been almost impossible to get out metal detecting. And I'm sure there's plenty of you out there that have been in exactly the same boat as well. However, today is a Saturday, it is a beautiful spring day, it's actually warm again, and we have come to a really exciting permission. I have been near this permission before, but never in these fields, and as you can see, these fields are lovely and ploughed. We've got a few crops in here from last season, but it's soon to be ploughed again and then replanted, and hopefully we're going to get some good stuff. I have had some nice things relatively close to these fields, including Roman coins and medieval coins. So today, fingers crossed, we're going to do just as well. But if you want to see what we find, then do continue to watch the video and do consider subscribing as well. And of course, if you like this video and you like the channel, drop me a thumbs up. But that's the talking out of the way. We've got loads of digging to do today, and I will see all of you on the first hole. So we definitely have our first target of the day right down here, and we've only really been here for about 5 or 10 minutes as well, so it is such a glorious day today. Honestly, it's so nice to be out in nice weather where there's no wind, the ground's starting to dry up, and it just feels nice and warm. So I'm really happy about that. It's got me off on a great start already. Not that I needed to, because of course we're out metal detecting. That's always a great start, isn't it? However, let's see if we can find this little target down here in and amongst this old ploughed soil. It's coming up around 86. Wow, there we go. Here we are. Okay, so it is saying it's in here. What's this here? Oh, there we go. That is definitely the find. Now, what is it? That is a very good question indeed. Well, it looks like it's some type of copper alloy, and very possibly hollow as well. So it's quite interesting, really. Is it anything old? Well, yeah, it absolutely could be. But the flip side to that is it just looks like it's a piece of sort of curled up copper alloy metal. So not really too sure at the moment, but it's a great start. Of course, you know, copper alloy is what we're looking for, but is it just a piece of pipe or something like that? Phew, I have no idea, but I'm happy to find it, so it's not too bad a start. So as you can probably see as well, the ground here is really perfect for detecting, other than one small minute detail. Last year's crop has left some of these sort of stalky things sticking out of the ground here, and because there's been so much rain, they haven't dried out and died off, which means it's quite difficult to get in amongst them. However, today I have come to combat that, and I have equipped myself with the 9-inch coil here. Absolutely perfect for these types of conditions, to be honest with you. It's small enough just to get in and amongst all these little roots without it constantly being knocked, but also powerful enough for us to find things at good depths, and hopefully pick out sort of the bits amongst the iron as well. So yeah, not a bad first find there, but got loads of the day left, so let's keep going. Have a little listen to this one. Absolutely solid 72. It's a little bit of an inconsistent target, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the bad one. So we'll just move around it, and as you can hear, it's absolutely constant, regardless of which way we do it. So yeah, let's give this one a little bit of a dig. So it's saying that it's still in this bit here. Now I don't think it's a very deep target, but Has it come out now? Where has it gone? Ah, here we go. So it's saying it's possibly in this little chunk here, which means it was pretty much lying directly on the top. So let's break it open and see if we've got anything good. There we go. This is one of my favourite parts, is just taking it apart piece by piece until you see what's inside. Is it going to be something good? Ooh. No way, guys. We've just gone and found a hammered coin live on the camera. 72 all day long. Have a look at that. Okay, so let's do the honourable thing and peel some mud off of what I think is definitely a hammered coin. Second hole of the day. Oh, it's amazing. I have had a few hammered coins from this field before, but they were all Elizabethan, and oh my goodness, guys. This looks like an Edward IV half groat, I think, just from looking at the portrait there. Let's have a look at the other side. Oh my God. Can you see that? What an amazing find. Second hole of the day, and we've gone and found a medieval coin. That is probably around the 1400s, which means it's been in the ground for 800 to 750 years, something like that. And it's going to be made of silver, and it's a little bit damaged, but I've only ever found one half groat before. And yeah, it was just like this, to be honest with you. So I think it's definitely an Edward IV coin. Oh, absolutely amazing. I'd love to know the story of this coin. Why did it get in the field? Who dropped it? I wonder how long they went looking for this coin as well, because if you imagine if you'd have dropped a coin that was worth this much back in the medieval period, I think you possibly would have spent a very long time looking for this coin. Amazing start to the day. The sun is out, the birds are singing, and we have just gone and found a medieval coin, guys. Absolutely wonderful. Stay tuned. Hopefully we're going to get some more, but I will keep you all posted. Not too far on from that amazing hammered coin, I've had another target, but it's not another hammered coin, unfortunately, yet. Fingers crossed. It might happen, but of course you just never know what's going to be in a field. It could be absolutely nothing, and it could be looted with amazing finds. But what I have here is one of those loops, or a ring. It's an item of very much debated context, because many people think that these are from, I don't know, curtain rails and things like that. Some of them think that they're Bronze Age. Some people think that they are annular buckles. But what I can tell about this one is it's quite thick. It's one of those rings that has the flat sides. So potentially, I always assumed that these were older than your sort of normal standard rings. But I can't see any sort of markings to indicate where a spindle for the actual buckle catch would be. So my guess is that this could possibly be something to do with horse tack, but it's an odd shape. It's not actually round, it's a little bit oval, as you can see. So it's an interesting one, isn't it? I have no idea what half of these loops are that we find in fields, and hopefully maybe one day somebody will actually be able to pinpoint down for which type of loop was of which type of purpose, because I think that would be an excellent sort of publication to read. But there we go, it's just a loop, nothing major. Let's keep going. So have a little listen to this one. Absolutely screaming target here, and it's pretty much steady around the 85 to 86 mark, but it sounds reasonably big. still going, and then stops there. So sounds like it's going to be something relatively big, maybe even something quite long. Could be a horse brass or something like that, but I think we're going to have to give this one a go. So let's see what we've got. Okay, still in there, so it's probably going to be something quite deep. Could even mean that it's going to be a big piece of iron or something, but there's a lot of shingle around here, which is obviously the natural bedrock. And as the field has been ploughed on rotation for so many years, it is just like gravel under here, which makes it incredibly difficult to actually dig anything out. But let's give it a go. Here we go. So we have moved it. But what is it we have moved, I hear you ask? Well, let's get the pinpointer. I can't see anything big, which is a bit of a surprise. Here we go. Ah. Okay. So, well, it's relatively big, for sure. But what is that? What type of metal is that? Well, certainly like a copper alloy or something, but I have no idea what it actually was for. But it does look pretty modern, so yeah, don't think this is going to be anything good, unfortunately. But of course, we had to dig this out to find out what it was. So yeah, a bit of an unknown object, this one. If I clean it up, get any information from it, I'll pop it on the video. But other than that, I think it's safe to say we can move on. So this isn't a metal find, but it's a find nonetheless. And have a look at this huge piece of pottery, which is just lying on the top of this ploughed field. Now, it looks really interesting just by looking at it on the top, but let's pick it out and have a little bit of a closer look at it, because wow, look at that. It's a huge rim. That is the top part there. That is a huge rim. And what's really interesting is that the inside here has got like a sort of tin glaze, but it is just on the inside of this pot. So yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, this pot would have been absolutely huge. This would have been about the size of a sort of a rubbish bin or something like that. It would have been absolutely huge. So there's definitely no glazing on the outside. It's this sort of red sort of gravel courseware stuff, which is quite typical for this area. I'm just trying to have a little look here at the fabric. Now, from what I can see, it's really black on the inside as well. So there's a high probability that this is from either quite a large storage jar, maybe a cooking pot as well, but it looks like it's possibly wheel made. Don't know, no, I mean, I don't think that is handmade. It does look like it's wheel made. And yeah, this could very easily be about 500 years old. So where you find lush pieces of pot just like this lying on the top of the ground, you're obviously going to find the remnants of the people that were here using that pot as well. So yeah, nice find, really happy with that. Let's push on, see if we can get some more metal bits. Oh, wow. Just gone and found a buckle, which looks absolutely awesome as well. Question is this a belt buckle or is this a shoe buckle? Well, there is a really easy way to find out, and that is basically looking at the shape of the buckle. Is the buckle bent slightly or is it straight? Now, rule of thumb, although this isn't always 100% accurate, if it is bent slightly, it's a very high probability that this was likely a shoe buckle, or it could be a boot buckle or a knee buckle or something like that. Because if you imagine if you had a belt buckle and it was bent, i.e. a sort of like half crescent moon, and it was on your stomach, well, that's not going to sit quite well, is it? That's going to be a pretty hard thing to walk around with all day, because it's going to be digging in. And this one is very much slightly bent, but it's a really interesting little piece. How old is it? Well, that is a very good question indeed. I would probably hazard a guess and say that this was maybe 1700s, but very likely early 1800s, so probably pre-Victorian for sure. But it's a really nice example. It's the first buckle we've had in this field today, so absolutely chuffed to find that one. Just have to keep pushing on and see what else comes out. It's a really nice, sweet little target there, and it's coming up at around 81 to 82. But what's interesting about it is that it is consistent, but it's just a little bit scratchy. And well, I don't know. I think we've definitely got to dig this out. It just sounds way too nice to miss a good opportunity like this. But yeah, not too sure about that scratchiness. But let's get it out, see what it is. We're only going to know unless we pull it out of the ground. So wish me luck. Okay, it has come out in the very first spadeful, which means it's close to the surface, but I've had a few aluminium ring pulls recently, and I'm hoping it's just not going to be another one of those, to be honest. But it says it's in this clump here, so let's break it apart and have a look. So one thing I would say is that it sounds instantly better once we've pulled it out of the ground. Oh my goodness, can you see that there? That looks silver to me, definitely looks silver. Let's just get the coil and put this over the coil again. I'll let you have a listen. Yep, that is absolutely sweet, isn't it? Is that another hammered coin? Oh, it would be nice if that's another hammered coin. Let's pick it up. Oh my goodness. It is another hammered coin. Oh wow. I am so glad that I dug that target out. I knew that it sounded good, I just wasn't too sure about that little scratchiness. And obviously that means that there was something else in the ground, something contaminating that really, really nice signal. But yeah, we have indeed just gone and found another hammered coin. And what is it? Well, I don't think we're going to get too much from this, to be honest, because it is very, very blank, isn't it? No detail on the bust side there. But if we flick it over here and give it a bit of a rub off, we can see a date, and that date says 1580. So very likely that this is going to be an Elizabeth I, but is it a groat or is it a threepence? Not too sure. Generally the only way to tell is if you had a decent portrait there and some detail on the back. You would see a couple of dots next to the bust, and that would indicate to you whether or not this was a groat or a threepence. But as you can see, it is totally blank. What a shame. But I am super chuffed to find another hammered coin in here. That is the second one today. Happy days. We've still got plenty of the day left, so hopefully we're going to get some more really nice bits. But there we are, guys, another hammered coin live on the camera. Happy days. Okay, we have another target. Now this one is coming up as 72, which, okay, just sounds like another number, doesn't it? But you've got to remember that very first hammered coin I had was also 72. So this could be quite a nice target. However, it's a little bit inconsistent, especially if I turn to this sort of angle here. It does fade out a little bit, but it is in amongst these tiny sort of little rocks and bits of slate and things. So that's obviously going to be hindering the target quite a lot. But I think we should definitely give this one a dig. A nice solid 72 there, you never know. Could be something good. Certainly doesn't sound quite as nice now, which is always the fear, isn't it? You disturb the ground, possibly change the direction that the target is facing, and of course it doesn't sound quite as good. But it is saying that it has come out. So what's this? Nope, that is a stone, which is great. Let's get the pinpointer and see what we can find. Oh, look at that. It's actually the bottom part of a bullet case. Don't think that one's very old either, to be honest. But yeah, it's definitely a sort of rifle casing, something like that. Not really too sure what caliber it is, but it's probably something to do with hunting, I would imagine. But oh well, that could have been anything. We do always have to dig the iffy ones, even if we're not too sure if they're going to be something good or not. But let's keep going. So have a listen to this. Absolutely crystal clear signal. Coming up at around sort of 85, 86. And yeah, doesn't matter which way you tackle it, it is always there, it is always consistent. But as again, it doesn't always mean that you're going to have a good target. It could be anything at all. It could be a tin can, a squeezy tube, as we know. It could be anything at all. But of course you have to dig it out to see what you've got. So let's do that, and hopefully it's something good. Okay, still in there. Let's dig a little bit more out. Now let's just get the pinpointer in here and see if we've uncovered it. Okay. Ah, and there we are. What did I tell you? It's another squeezy tube, another really old one. It looks like it's from the 80s or something like that, but what is this? Toothpaste. Wow, that is some old school toothpaste. What does it say here? For best protection. Wow, there you go. A toothpaste tube. Could have been anything. Let's keep going. Well, we have just gone from a tube of toothpaste to something absolutely amazing. I actually think it's happened today, guys. I really was not expecting this, but I had a target and I didn't film this one live, which I'm a little bit disappointed about, because all of the others I have managed to catch on camera as I was digging it out. But because the tube of toothpaste was literally just over there, I thought, oh, it's probably just going to be some more junk or something like that. The number on the screen was about 80 to 81, and again it was just a little bit scratchy, but it was definitely a nice target and it was going to be dug. And something has just come out the ground, and if you've watched all of this video so far, I think you're going to know what I've just found. Come and take a look. So this is pretty much as I have just found it. I dug the hole, started scratching around with the pinpointer, and there it was, just looking at me. So can you spot it? Well, there you go. There it is. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be another hammered coin, just by the profile sticking out of this little piece of mud here. So it's got to be a hammered coin, isn't it? It's got to be number 3 of the day. Oh, let's have a look. Well, it's definitely a silver hammered coin. for sure, but there isn't any detail on it again. Let's have a look at this side. Oh my days. Oh, guys, have a look at that. Oh, what type of a hammered coin is that? I don't know, it's a pretty interesting one. It's got another shield on it, so I'm sort of leaning towards this possibly being either a Charles or possibly even an Elizabeth. Oh, it's got a date. Oh, it's got a date. I think it says something like 1575 or something like that. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but yeah, that's definitely a 1570 something, but maybe 73. I am not too sure, but oh my days, we have just had a triple hammy silver day, and these days do not come very often, so treasure them absolutely. Is there a bust? Oh, there is. There's just a tiny little bust on there of Elizabeth. I don't know if you can see her there. And there's a rose behind her head. And that means that, of course, this is a sixpence, but this is a very, very worn sixpence. I mean, it's been clipped all the way around the outside. All the way around here should be like another 2 mil of legend and writing, and somebody has clipped it all off. And what we're left with is this poor little coin. But I'm so happy with that. Oh my God, triple hammy number 3. Spring has arrived. I can't wait for the rest of the season. It's going to be so good getting back into the ploughed fields, everything being nice and warm, and oh my days, what a find, what a day. So there we are now at the end of this fantastic day's metal detecting. It's been such a wonderful time. The sun has been shining. We've got amazing finds and a triple hammy silver day. They do not come around very often at all. So I am super happy with the finds that I've had today. And of course, it's just been really nice to get out in the countryside in spring. It has gone a little bit cloudy now, and it actually looks like it might possibly rain. Although the weatherman said it definitely wasn't going to, but we all know how reliable he is. Anyway, that is enough for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing those amazing finds come out of the ground today. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. And of course, if you like this video, drop me a thumbs up as well. That means a lot. But until the next time, I will see you all on the very next dig.